Hi guys, this is Terry, aka Tap Records, here with another record store visit. Here to visit the world famous DustyGroove.com in Chicago on North Ashland Avenue. Morning YouTube family, this is Terry, aka Tap Records, with another visit to I guess it's a United States or worldwide record store institution, Dusty Groove.
Thank you.
Dusty Groove, and we're here with Rick. Rick, say hi to my audience.
How you doing?
So Rick, how long has Dusty Groove been an actual store?
The store itself opened in, well, it's kind of tough to say because this location opened in April of 2001, but we were an online record store in 1996, and then we started opening up on the weekends, and then we moved around the corner here in 97, and we started opening up, like every weekend on, it was first Friday, Saturday, then Sunday, then it became Thursday night. But we were on the second floor. It was still mostly an online business, and then we moved over here in 2001.
Okay, fantastic. So what made you want to start a record store?
I just love records. I was crazy about records. I just wanted to be around records.
Okay, yeah. And so you started online first.
Yeah.
And then you opened the physical store.
Well, I was traveling a lot. I was a DJ, and I was buying a lot. I go to the East Coast, I buy records. I go overseas, I buy records. I liked a lot of things that, people liked in Chicago, but maybe Chicago alone wouldn't have supported the business, like Brazilian music or rare funk or things like that. So we opened online because we knew there might be customers in New York or London or Tokyo, and right away those customers were very responsive, and then the Chicago customers started to say, like, well, can we shop with you too?
Right. Yeah, and I noticed in Chicago there are many record stores in Chicago. I mean, there's other parts of the country, and they have record stores here and there, but not like Chicago. What do you think?
We're very lucky. And there used to be, when we started, there were also so many record stores here. I mean, there were just, like, we started in the Hyde Park neighborhood, and there were already 7 physical stores in this one tiny neighborhood.
Right.
So we didn't need to be a physical store. We thought, and a lot of things we tried to handle what other people didn't have. All the big chains were still around then, Tower, Virgin. And the interesting thing with Chicago is a lot of the record stores have closed, but then a whole bunch of little ones have opened. So, we're very lucky. Like Old School, who I know you talked to, wasn't around, Funk Trunk wasn't around, there's so many others that are just like 10 years old or a little bit older than that. So.
And I know they used to have secondhand tunes, which I guess splintered off into a few different.
Yeah. And that's pretty common with some, other guys carry the torch. So.
Yeah. Okay. So I see you have your store fully stocked with records, CDs, books, and I noticed online you said you had a comic book store?
We did at one time. We opened upstairs. A lot of us like comic books, so in 2002, 2003, we tried opening the second floor as a comic book store. But we know records. We didn't know comics. So.
I see. Just fans of comics.
Yeah, we realized, we better focus on the records.
I see. And you have all types of records. I noticed you have now sound and jazz and hip hop and classical.
Our big 3 are hip hop, jazz, and soul music. I mean, that's how we got started, and that's how we knew we could make a difference. Over the years, we've added in a lot more because, there were just people that said, I've got these records to sell, and then as some of the record stores have closed.
Right.
So we never used to sell rock records, but,
there was a demand.
There was a demand, and classical music, I guess I'm getting older, I like classical music, but also we get these people that say, well, I have a classical record collection and nobody's buying them. So, so we've kind of filled in some of the gaps as some of the other stores have closed.
Okay. Well, that leads into the next question. How do you get your records?
We go all over. I mean, people bring them in during the day, but I travel all over the city to buy collections. I travel all over the country. Sometimes I've even bought records overseas. The new stuff we order from hundreds of vendors, all the CDs and new records.
Right.
We deal with companies as big as Universal and Warner Brothers to little mom and pop operations. With the used records, guy will call us from, you know, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, New Jersey. We get on a plane, go out there, and, you know, take a look at his records.
I see. Now, do you ever acquire collections and there's a record that maybe, I've never seen this, I've wanted
all
this
the
for so
time.
long?
Why do you think we do it, right?
Is it hard to sell those?
No,
for you?
I mean, for me, it's, you know, we're here to make the customer happy. I mean, not just myself, but all the staff, you know, they can't buy things, you know, it's got to go out first to the public.
Okay.
So, you know, people have to, you know, I mean, that's why people shop with us.
Right. So you can't work here and say, hey, I'm going to get everything first.
No. In fact, if somebody applies for a job and they say, well, I want to work here so I can get my hands on good records, you say, well, there's the door, buddy.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Always care about the customer.
Well, I mean, it's, you know, I mean, we've got to get, you know, people are coming to us year after year. If they get in a car and driving from the suburbs, we've got to give them something that's worth the drive.
Worthwhile,
you know,
exactly.
They check the website, they got to find something new every day. So.
So I know there's a vinyl resurgence, you know, with the 180 gram pressings and things like that. What do you think is bringing that on?
Well, I mean, you know, people have been asking me that question for over a decade. So this resurgence is I think, you know, we started out selling only vinyl 20 years ago because we didn't ever think it was dead, and there were still record companies out there making it. I think what's happened is the rest of the industry has shrunk, so that what were numbers that they didn't care about now are meaningful to them.
Right.
So, you know, guys used to press up a few thousand copies of a record, and, you know, the major labels would say, well, we can't be bothered with anything that isn't 50,000 copies. And even that was a failure to them.
True.
And now when I talk to guys at Warner Brothers and Sony and places like that, they say, well, you know, yeah, we did 4,000 units on this vinyl pressing. I mean, that would have been gotten somebody fired before, but now the numbers are so small, they're really into vinyl, and also the chains have picked up on it. You've got Urban Outfitters, you've got Barnes and Noble. You know, those two mall stores represent a huge amount of vinyl sales, maybe as much as 50%. But you know, they also have never paid attention still to the kinds of things that guys like us sell, guys like all the little independents you talk to.
True.
You know, and even the secondhand market is very strong with records.
Right. And I know even Target.
Target has vinyl.
They have vinyl, and
Whole Foods has vinyl.
Right. So I'm just waiting for Walmart to get on.
Yeah, well, they might. You know, I mean, one of the things about those stores is they're so giant that, you know, for them to bring in something that's like them bringing in a selfie stick or bringing in a sweater. You know? I mean, Urban Outfitters is that big that they're like, well, we got, you know, a flask in the shape of a book, so let's bring in a few records, you know, and they've got all of their stores, so it's a very big, and the numbers, yeah, they've gone up, but like, you know, whenever they say, oh, vinyl sales are huge, you know, they're 13 million units for the year, and it's like, well, this country's 350 million people, 13 million, you know, again, that would have gotten somebody fired
back in the day.
So, you know, and CDs is still 190 million. It's still a very, very strong business. We love vinyl, though. We've always loved vinyl. And so people say to us, there's this resurgence, and we look at the sales years after year, and, you know, it's not like we had a big peak because we were always selling a lot of vinyl.
Right.
So, you know, if anything, other stores have come up to where we were. So
I see. Fantastic. And I noticed you have the world famous bargain bin.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
So how do you decide what goes, stays up top, what goes out?
Well, I mean, everything here
downstairs?
gets marked down every 40 or 20 days. It gets marked down, and then if it doesn't sell at a certain point, it goes in the bargain basement. But other stuff in the bargain basement, we buy huge collections. Sometimes people say you got to take them all. Maybe only 10% is good. There might be, you know, easy listening, or, you know, or even things that are really good that we just can't sell.
Right, it's not your market.
You know, and maybe, you know, nobody's market right now. I mean, there's a lot of young kids that come here to shop, but they don't like the Dixieland Jazz. They don't like, you know, Tony Bennett as much as, you know, older customers might.
Right.
So there's things that it's like, yeah, we tried to sell it for $1 and it didn't even sell new or perfect shape for $1. So I guess the next time we get it, it just goes
in the bargain basement. I see. So make sure if you come to Dusty Groove, hit the bargain basement. We've found some good stuff there.
Oh yeah.
50-cent records.
There's great stuff.
Yeah.
There.
One time you guys, I came and the records were a quarter.
Yeah.
You know, I guess you're trying to clear some stuff out.
Well, now we do a thing where
up.
even if they don't sell in the bargain basement, then we sell them at 10 cents a pound. So we just have these piles in the basement. And guys who are doing like a movie set or decorating a nightclub, they'll just come and buy.
Put them on for the wall.
100
or whatever.
pounds of records.
I see. And I
$10, that's not bad.
yeah, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. Yeah, my wife might get upset if I, bring more records in. But hey, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So, also, I know that you have a celebration coming up soon.
Yeah, we're having a big 20th anniversary block party. We're going to block this side street off. We've got food all day long, drink. It's going to be noon to 5. We've got a lot of games for kids. We're going to be giving stuff away. All these record companies are giving us stuff to give away. We're also going to be we're recreating this Southside jazz tradition of cutting contests where you have two jazz DJs who one plays a record, the other plays a record. They have this set of rules. They've got to follow each other. It started in the 60s. It's a real Chicago thing.
Okay.
Not a lot of people know about it because the tradition died out and was very local, but it was very influential at the time. So, so we've got a lot of these remaining DJs here to recreate that afternoon, and they're going to be doing the music. There's an art gallery upstairs. They're going to be having a show, a special Chicago music art show, and they're also going to be doing a live performance at 2 o'clock by a jazz trio. So,
Awesome.
But really, we've got a mountain of food. We've got coffee, beer, soft drinks. We're just putting things in people's hands, giving them records. So it should be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, make sure to come.
Yes.
And what weekend is that?
That's July 16th. Right here at 1120 North Ashland, noon to 5 p.m.
Fantastic. Well, Rick, I want to thank you for your time.
Great, thanks for having me.
I appreciate you.
Okay.
And if you're ever in this area, or go online, dustygroove.com.
Right.
Or come to Chicago.
1120 North Ashland. Every day, 10 to 8 a.m. 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Every day, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. You can hit it.
Yes, and you will not be sorry.